People who called off their wedding at the last second? What was your breaking point? I've never known my biological father. He vanished before I could remember, never paying child support or showing any interest in my life. But I was lucky. My stepdad stepped in and became the only dad I've ever needed. He raised me, put me through school, bought me my first car, and even helped me get my first house. At 18, I legally took his last name. To me, he's not a stepdad. He's just dad. When I started dating my boyfriend, I eventually told him about my family history. He seemed unfazed, and his parents didn't care either. When we discussed marriage, it was clear that my dad would walk me down the aisle, no question. But a month before the wedding, my biological father suddenly reappeared. Turns out, my boyfriend's father had been his high school classmate. Without telling me, he invited my biological father to the wedding, believing both fathers should be part of my big day. My dad, the man who raised me, was upset but didn't want to cause drama. He encouraged me to go along with it, even though it felt like a betrayal. At the rehearsal, everything was planned around my dad. He was giving the speech, walking me down the aisle, and sitting at the main table. But on the wedding day, everything changed. My boyfriend's father had rearranged the seating and cut my dad's role entirely. Why? Because in his words, your biological father is your real father. When I confronted my boyfriend, he just shrugged and said his dad had a point. He called it a matter of family dignity. That's when I realized, if he couldn't stand by me now, he never would. So I took the microphone and made an announcement no one saw coming. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. I know you came for a wedding, but this is now a pre-engagement ceremony, because this marriage isn't happening. The room went silent and every head turned. I wasn't done. Let me introduce someone. See the man in the cheap suit at the groom's table? That's my biological father. The man who disappeared for over 20 years and thought he could just show up today to play dad. Do you even know my last name? It's not yours. You didn't earn that privilege. And to the groom's family, did you think you could humiliate my parents, who've loved and supported me my entire life, by putting this man above them? Are you trying to undermine my family or blackmail me into playing nice? Let me make this clear. I have one father, and he's the man who raised me. I returned the microphone and left the stage. Then I turned to my now ex and said, "We're done." His family tried to apologize, but it was too late. My dad deserved better. I deserved better. We didn't let the day go to waste, though. My grandparents, who had never had a proper wedding, took the spotlight instead. My grandma wore my dress, my grandpa wore his suit, and my aunt and uncle acted as flower children. We danced, laughed, and turned what could have been a nightmare into a celebration of real love. To this day, people ask if I regret what I did. Not for a second. Sometimes standing up for yourself means walking away and turning the worst day of your life into something unforgettable.